What's happening, guys? This is just a little clip at the beginning of the video to let you guys know that we don't care about what you guys think.
It's true. At the end of this episode, we're going to ask you a question, but we decided to get fucked.
Yes, we really don't care about, you know.
Yeah, so we're watching Black Widow for... That's right, yeah.
Let's start this again, because our first take was so good.
It was so good.
It was so good.
Let's just run this whole thing.
The whole thing all the way through. All right, guys, okay. What's happening, guys? This is just a little clip at the beginning of the video to let you guys know that we don't care about you.
It's true.
Yeah, really, just get fucked.
Yeah.
You, Car 56.
That's right.
You particularly. Yeah, that's right.
In particular, you, obviously.
Yeah.
At the end of the episode that we just recorded,
yes,
we were like answering the question, what are you going to do next week? And we were like, oh, do we do The Witcher? Should we do both episodes or Singer? Now we've got a bit of time. What about Black Widow? Who knows? And then we were like, oh, we'll let these guys decide. And then we thought, we know these guys. Fuck them.
Yeah, we really don't care, you know.
Yeah.
Hard F. We really don't
That's
like
right.
you guys, so we're deciding for you.
Yeah.
Making the executive decision.
Next
and you
week,
guys have to come here and watch.
It's true. Next week, we're doing Black Widow.
Yes.
So we're going to watch that.
Rephrase that.
I'm trying to do Black Widow.
Yeah, we're all trying, guys.
I've been functionally married for over a decade. I'll throw it all away.
For 5
Natasha Romanoff.
seconds of Natasha Romanoff.
I'll disappoint her for a solid 2.5 minutes.
So next week, we're going to be watching Black Widow.
Yes.
That is going to be the next episode of Streamcast, so you guys can go watch that.
Yeah.
It's currently available on Disney+. It's available in cinemas, if cinemas open up near you. And we can talk all about that, and I think that'd be quite cool.
I feel like we should try and do it all in our best Russian accent.
We have to do the entire episode.
Da, comrade.
Da, comrade. There you go. You see, he's Russian. He is. Are you Russian?
We do whole episode as Russians.
You know, your Russian accent and Russian impersonations are as good as my Vin Diesel ones. They're
Shut up.
Just fantastic. Family.
Vin?
Sorry.
Anyway, there's an actual Streamcast episode for these guys to watch. So we didn't know we were doing this at the beginning. So it's just going to start like normal. Welcome to Conversations and how we do things.
Exactly. This is just
how we do it. It's going to go up
it.
on the audio version like this as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, audio virgins.
They're going to be like, wait, what the fuck did I click? See you in a bit, guys. What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to Streamcast, a show on the internet where we'll watch the latest and greatest stuff on streaming services and carry the Four Pillars Network. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, along with my bro, the inverted gamer himself, Sheps. How's it going, bro?
I mean, you're right.
Where's the lie?
But you didn't have to do them like that. Straight away. Just like, boom, yeah, they all suck, we're amazing.
And we're doing it on their turf as well.
Yeah.
Double whammy right there.
Right.
Bro, how are you doing? Thank you for joining me for this finale episode of Loki Disney Plus show. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm a little bit conflicted.
Okay.
Because, let's start with this. How did you enjoy episode 6, the finale?
It was a bit of a roller coaster for a bit.
I agree.
However, knowing what the ending meant, I was like,
Right.
Oh, and I was like, yeah, this was great. And, and there was a lot of cool things that happened in it.
Yeah.
But there was some times where I'm like, are we getting somewhere?
Right.
Something happening?
It felt like this wasn't, apart from the last 5 minutes where it actually ends.
Yeah.
It felt to me like this was the penultimate episode, like we would get one more. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The whole way through, I really enjoyed it.
It was really good, man.
But the show has some pretty glaring... How have you felt about Loki?
I've liked it. See,
I'm in the same boat as you.
We did put a question out there for people to rank the MCU shows that we've seen so far, the Disney Plus shows we've seen so far, and in my opinion, I'm gonna go off the bat and I'm gonna say that this is behind WandaVision for me.
Okay.
I liked WandaVision just a little bit more.
So you're putting it above Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Okay.
But to be fair, it's a bit like our video game opinions of the top 3 games.
Right.
They're so close together.
Right. I totally agree.
Falcon and Soldier, fantastic. Loved it, and I loved how it touched on real life issues as well, and did it elegantly,
Yes.
so elegantly. WandaVision was so cool because it came out of the bat with such strong emotions and set up such good ties to the rest of the MCU.
Right.
This had some ties to the rest of the MCU, but this could have been very standalone, and it was fantastical, like Loki should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was like, that's what I like this one for. But I did, however, just like WandaVision, just a smidge more. So yeah, we did some, again, interior decoration.
That's what you're all here for, really.
And yeah, everything's going to be messed up with the microphones and everything like that.
Yeah.
How about you, though? Go on, you tell me your feelings.
I'm super conflicted about where these shows rank.
Mm.
I've enjoyed them all a lot for very different reasons.
Mm-hmm. The diversity's been mad, right?
It's huge.
Because people were like,
the range of these shows. The one thing I'll say about all of these shows is Disney should make something horror.
Oh yeah.
Because anytime stuff goes sinister, every single thing about the
Sinister
score.
Six.
Huh?
Sinister Six. Sorry. I was gonna
Okay.
say, yeah.
Everything about like the score, the angles they choose, the pacing, the shots, it is brilliant. They should do something horror.
Yeah.
I'm with you where if you squint, they're all the same.
Yeah.
I think. I like them both, all for different reasons. I'll say this. I think in terms of a consistency thing, this is the weakest show of the three.
Yeah. I could see that.
Right.
Like with WandaVision, I can't feel like there was an episode where I was like, I could have missed this week.
Right.
Lamentus, while there were some bits in it that could be, you need to know.
Loki had an entire filler episode, and like Sylvie was set up to be this incredible villain. And then
one day she just went, no, I'm not so villain anymore.
Like, as she's set up before we meet her, she's this like meticulous planner that's escaped the TVA and you can't be found. And she's like, she's gone to 31st century to put this thing in Kansas in the 18th century so that people think it's oil to track the TVA there, and you know. And then the next day she's just a Loki.
Yeah.
Right. So. There's been a huge consistency swing in Loki, but I've really enjoyed it. I feel like because of that, I'm going to put it last.
Okay.
Because of the consistency stuff.
Right.
However, Tom Hiddleston, in my opinion, has given one of, if not the standout performance of the whole of the three shows so far.
Pretty damn good.
I'll say as well, if we'd have got more buddy cop, if we'd have got more of Tom Hiddleston and Mobius, Loki and Mobius, I'm sorry, and the buddy cop thing, I think this would have gone above maybe WandaVision for me, but because like Bucky and Sam's relationship, we got that developing. Whoops, sorry guys. That's going to put it ahead for me. Although I have really enjoyed this show, like really enjoyed it. This has felt the most Marvel to me, you know, and I'm craving Marvel at the minute.
Yeah. I was gonna say before you went on that, I was about to interrupt you, but I stopped myself because I'm a good host. This is what we do, Tyler.
Wait, I was gonna say, wait, you're gonna beef somebody else out about interruptions?
Don't get me wrong.
Do you know who you're sitting next to?
You're bad at this, but I wanted to beef someone else out for once. In terms of consistency, in terms of diversity, in terms of types of show and stuff like that. Disney Plus has been fantastic. There's been people saying like, oh, MCU's cookie cutter, it's the same thing over and over again with a different hero, it's the same blah, 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 stuff like that.
Which, by the way, I agree with, and I like the recipe. I like cookies.
That's the thing. It's a great recipe, so it's like, right, why are you complaining, right?
And for that reason, that's why I say Shazam is one of the better DC movies, because it's the closest to that recipe. Like, in terms of competing, it's the best DC movie other than the Justice League.
For that, it follows the same sort of formula type thing right there. It's the closest thing. And some people are like, oh, it's too much of the same thing.
Okay.
These shows have been drastically different.
They nailed all sitcoms.
Yeah.
From the 60s to the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh no, the current year, because Modern Family's still going, isn't it?
True, yeah, Modern Family.
So they
is it just finished?
70 or 80 years of sitcoms. Nailed that.
Yeah.
Just nailed it. They nailed Buddy Cop, the Jason Bourne going around the world to stop the villain thing, also and Captain America stuff, and then we got the Marvel stuff that we know and love with Loki,
space stuff and all that. It was great. I don't know how they done it, but they did a good job. And,
I agree.
While at the beginning, when people said, "Oh, Disney's making their own TV shows and whatnot," is it?
I was in that camp.
Is it gonna, I don't know. We can all just eat our humble pie,
right?
Because it turned out to be fantastic.
Turns out if you can get Kevin Feige on board, and I mean, look, Disney knew how to make movies, so should we be surprised that they could figure out shows?
something that you said just before we got started, because I guess you must have missed the post-credit scene.
I looked for one. There wasn't one.
It was maybe 6 seconds long, so maybe if you were fast-forwarding it, you might have missed it. And also, it kind of looks like the end credits. Because you know the end credits, so the first end credits, the one with the pictures and the flashy tiles, it's like files, it's like part of the TVA, all the stuff like that. At the very end of it, there's a file that opens up and a stamp that comes down that says, Loki will return in season 2.
Oh, sick!
So already confirmed that's going to be happening, and I can't wait because
I'm excited.
The way they ended it, just that bit with Mobius at the end, I'm like, oh, I need to know more. And how's he going to get his friend back? I need to know.
I know. Before we get too far into it, this show, the flagship show on the FPN, along with our content across both of our channels, oh my god, we have 2 YouTube channels. 2 channels. And on twitch.tv/conversations, is made possible by the incredible Super Bros over on patreon.com/conversations. Who do we have to thank?
We have Diogo Dildo, Isak the Ultimate Cumsock, Carol Torivia, AK Catsbird the Friendly Patron, Record Friction, Jeremy Renner, that's right, an official Avenger, Martin Scorsese's Master H Barts 12, Super Sus Ben Fry, who's a terrible defective clone of Eddie.
QC were sleeping.
Mate, it's like the Cyberpunk QCs, but that's how good it was right there. The Star Wars Encyclopedia, Adam Sunling, who's also an encyclopedia of The Witcher, it turns out.
Yes.
The filthy FIFA fanatic Joe McCormack, my juicy left nut, the sexy producer Sean, and Kevin, the #1 simp. Of Xbox. Thank you boys so much for keeping the lights and mics on, and the streaming service is going here at Conversations. Basically, somebody, I can't remember who it was, commented on one of our videos, and they were like, if you go silent and you do that pause thing, we can still hear the fan in the background, so it doesn't make sense. And I was like, I'll get you next time. I'll get you next time, sir.
I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you.
For you meddling kids. So that's what that was all about right there. If you're watching the video version, you know what to talk about. And audio virgins, I hope you got to hear some sweet silence from our voices.
The worst thing is because little things like that, because we don't listen to our own content, because we made it, and then if we're present for it, we're hanging out in the live chat sometimes when things premiere. So we're focusing on the people, so we just check the audio quality is great, everything's in focus. Did we leave the standard 20 minutes of black screen at the end?
At the end, yeah. Everyone looks forward to that every week.
I can't believe we did that. I cannot believe we did that. But so we don't listen to our stuff. We just check that it's at the right quality. Yeah. Is it edited right? Yes. 99% of the time. And it goes up, and we don't listen to it. So we missed that. Yeah. And that joke, which was hilarious to you and me,
we're like, we're
so funny. And they're like, why are we just shit? Anyway, should we get into
part of the course for us?
The finale episode of Loki.
That's right. Episode 6 for all time, always.
I want to say,
yes,
I love that little phrase.
Yeah.
I find it really cute.
Catchphrases are hard to come up with for things in general.
Yeah. Well, not for...
But that one works.
That one works really well. I'll say as well, because I don't have many talents in this world. Yes. Nor do you. But the one thing we're both really good at is you put us both in the room, we can brand anything. We can just do that. It's just one of those weird things that we're good at.
Usedfleshlights.com. We came up with that in seconds.
Facts.
So
right. That's our fleshlight reselling business. That's how we fund all of our hobbies.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And our cocaine addiction.
Of course. Yeah. I thought I went without saying. Yeah. Wait. No, wait. This is going up on the FPN, isn't it? So we don't have to worry about getting this one blacklisted.
This can get blacklisted. It's fine.
Do you know the weird thing before we get into it? And I swear we will get into Loki, I promise you. Of everybody, bearing in mind, we're actual friends with Ethan, with Fishy. He hasn't got a channel blacklisted, but we have. We've got 50% of our YouTube channels blacklisted.
Right. And
how do we do that?
The amount of shit that he says.
The stuff he says.
The guy says regularly in his thing, this is one of his most famous lines that I love the most. He says, "This sucks fundamental cock." And I'm like, That is an amazing line. But how can you say it every video and not get blacklisted?
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I love it. By the way, happy birthday to Ethan. It was
Yes.
his birthday recently.
Happy birthday.
You're an old man like us now.
Yeah, congratulations to old age. You can look forward to straining your back and neck from sleeping weirdly.
It's like, I slept for 12 hours. 12 hours, but I slept in a slightly funny position.
So
therefore,
I
the
have an
day's
injury.
ruined. Anyway, we open up with the Marvel logo, starting as it does in the Loki fashion with the green and gold. And we can hear the MCU characters in the background saying some of their lines from from some of the movies.
That's the thing that got me really jonesing for
Just
some
thinking about
Marvel.
it, like, ooh, boy. And it was like, it was really cool. It was quite cool to hear all those words.
Also, did you find this a little bit sinister? Because what it meant was, and we saw like Ant-Man and we saw a Mjolnir and stuff in the last episode, but that means that millions of different versions of the Avengers, if they were a minute late to work or whatever, have been murdered.
Yeah.
You know?
All the terrible things that have happened in other timelines have happened through this one place.
All right.
What's really strange, though, is that while it did have all the MCU characters, because I had the subtitles on, it came up with other voices.
Oh, does it just say other voices?
No, it says other people.
Oh, okay.
Comes with real life people. One of them was Greta Thunberg. And she's like, how dare you?
Yeah.
And I was like, the fuck?
I heard that as well.
I was like, was she in the MCU? I didn't know.
I'm so glad you said that.
And then it had Nelson Mandela. And I was like, okay, they're picking out. So, all right, I get what they're doing.
Right,
but I was like, was she in the MCU somewhere that I didn't notice?
Right.
Anyway, that happens right there. And then we pull back, epic CGI shot of like this one timeline going around and a rock in the middle of it.
I really liked this imagery.
Really good looking, wasn't it? It was like clearly something in the middle dictating everything.
Holding everything together in it.
Timeline going around in an infinite loop. It's quite nice.
It was cool. It was very cool.
And we see there's a castle in the middle of it.
Yep.
And our two main protagonists, Loki and Sylvie, walking up towards it. Sylvie and Loki get up to the door and they're like, okay, all right.
I like this.
And Sylvie's like,
I need a minute.
And Loki, being the usual impeccable timing, and is always like, so like, you're going to go in? So I need a minute. Okay, all right.
Yep. Ready?
So just give me a second, okay? Impeccable timing there,
It's
Loki.
my life's work, and we're literally beefing out the person that controls the entire universe. No, infinite universes.
In it. And destroyed my life.
This is...
Personally.
Not to get like into a religion thing, but this is functionally, for all intents and purposes, this is God.
Yeah.
They're about to beef God. No, they're like gods, but they're like demigods. They're not like create the universe God.
Yeah, they're powerful beings in the universe.
Right.
This is the universe.
Right.
This is
the guy that controls the thing.
Yeah, this is the one that controls the light switch. You're gonna get fucked, fellas. And just before she could even get ready, before she can even get comfortable, the doors open.
Yeah.
And she walks in, and they walk in together right there. And they're like, get into the middle of the room, looking around. Howdy, guys! Like, fuck! Pull out.
I was like, I knew this chick was evil.
This fucking clock. Oh, all of you guys said it as well, by the way. You said it, as a couple of other guys in the comments as well said, the clock is in on it. I'm telling you, the clock is in on this thing. And I'm like, it's just a fucking clock, man.
It's just a clock, man.
It's just a clock, yeah. Anyway, the clock gets in there and goes, this is the Citadel at the end of time. Yeah. Before you meet him, he does have an offer for you.
Yeah.
It's like,
meet who? He who remains.
Exactly.
What?
Very ominous
name.
That
is ominous, isn't it?
Such a cool name. He goes, he's very impressed with what you've done.
Yeah.
And he's got an offer for you. He wants to offer you a deal. You guys can turn back and we'll turn back the clock. We'll put you guys in a timeline where you guys can both exist together, having exactly what you both want. Loki, you want everything. You want to kill the Avengers. You want to go back to New York and you can beat them in that fight. He's figured out a way to make that work.
I feel like that was the right pitch for this Loki when he arrived, and it's the very worst pitch for this Loki now.
Very different Loki now. Yeah. You've completely missed the boat on that one.
Yeah.
That was 4 or 5 episodes ago you could have pitched that.
Right.
You fucked it.
I think like the point is that she's offering them both like everything. You meet a genie and you say, I wish to have my perfect life.
Yeah.
That's what she's offering, or they're being offered. And both of them are like, nah, frick that.
Yeah, I think she says like, yeah, look,
She says it's like it's not real.
oh, it's fiction.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
it.
we write our own destiny now. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's pretty good
That's pretty
teamwork
awesome.
right there. Nice line. I like that. Good
It's
job,
pretty cool.
guys. Good job.
Yeah, also a bit of a fourth wall break.
Bit,
Slight, very like a fourth wall dent.
yeah, just the we threw a rock at it and there's a little dent there now, visible.
Right.
We cut back to the TVA and Judge Lady and the Clock Woman are there together. Judge Lady's preparing her bag somewhere to go somewhere.
Oh yeah, and she looks and sees the Mobius cup stains.
Yeah,
Which,
for a moment it was kind of sad. It was like
oh, do you remember?
light bulb moment. Here we go, guys.
Do you remember? I was like, I'm just going to throw out stuff because I've learned from you in 2 seasons of this thing. I said there's going to be a weird thing and it's going to affect like the TVA and the cup stains won't be there.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen in our version of things. But at the end of this episode, Loki's somewhere we presume different. Must be, right? Must be.
We'll get to that bit when we get to it, but
Maybe the cup stains won't be there and I'll be right on another thing. I'm liking being right.
I love how all of Sheps' theories have to come multiple seasons later, multiple
seasons
shows later.
into literally a different universe. But I don't care how small it is, I'll take a dub where I can find it.
It's like, hey, in the beginning of the MCU, I'll make a prediction. 4 MCUs later, it's changed hands out of Disney, gone somewhere else. It's like, aha!
Now everyone's a Jedi. But I called it.
Yeah, so she's there packing her bags,
Yeah.
and the clock appears out of nowhere.
Yes.
And loads some files
it
onto
says, like,
her
downloading
tempad.
on her tempad, yeah.
Sorry about that, hon. I was just held up with something. Here's here's some files.
Did you see
for
the dirty look she gives when she says something as well? I'm like, is she the He Who Remains?
It was very strange. I was like,
there's a lot of sass from this cartoon clock.
exactly. We've got our sassy lady, okay? We don't need you as well. Anyway, loads of files on, and the Judge Lee picks up and goes, these aren't the files I asked for. And he goes, no, but he thinks that you'll find this more useful.
Yeah.
Who's he?
Who? And she disappears.
Man,
Yeah.
There was one other thing. No, we'll get to that when we come to it. I was going to wrap up another Judge Lady scene, but it's okay when we get to it.
No, I was thinking about doing that as well.
Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do the Judge Lady scene.
Let's do the Judge Lady scene. So she's packing, and guess who comes back?
Who?
Mobius is back.
Wait, I thought Mobius got pruned. No, I'm sorry. Wow.
He's back, and he's been very busy exposing the lies of the TVA.
I'm glad this came back, because I remember when we saw her trophies,
Yes.
we were like, what's the deal with the pen and stuff? And I couldn't, we're all kind of MCU guys,
Yeah.
and I don't think anyone could really place the pen.
No, we really couldn't. We tried it. It was like, don't understand.
We could see everything else, and not this, and I'm glad it actually came back.
Yeah, it turns out that she was like, "What are you gonna do? You're gonna take down this whole place?" Like, yeah, I've already exposed the lies of the TVA, and we cut to a scene where Angry Lady,
Sassy Lady.
Sassy Lady, my apologies, Sassy Lady, now Helpful Lady, whatever you want to call her. She goes to a time, I can't remember what the time was.
Oh, it was 2018.
2018.
In somewhere in Ohio, I don't know.
On Earth, and she gets found by the other Minutemen that are obviously charged to try and stop branches in timelines.
It's also that one guy that's been present with Judge Renslayer. I'm sorry, Judge Lady.
Judge Lady, yeah.
Who's like, we're thinking, if anyone is going to start doubting this stuff, it's the guy that saw that the timekeepers weren't real. It's the guy that saw Sylvie prune herself.
He did, yeah.
It's that guy.
And she runs into a room, he follows, and he's like, don't make this difficult, be 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, just a second. It's like, you need to know the truth. The TVA is a complete lie.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere,
Judge Lady.
Judge Lady.
But she's not Judge Lady. She's Teacher Lady.
She's Teacher Lady now. It's like, excuse me.
He even says Judge Lady.
It's like, Judge Renslayer?
Yeah.
It's like, but who's Renslayer? We don't know. Anyway, Judge Lady goes,
That's not Judge Lady.
it's like, that's not Judge Lady. It's like,
That's Teacher.
there's a lot more you need to. We're going to confuse the hell out of people.
Someone's blood pressure just went through the roof.
Someone was like, God, no. They were like, there's a lot more going on here than you need to know. And also, we see the pens that you were talking about in that cup holder right there on her table.
Do you think that means that Judge Lady knew the whole time? Yeah, I think so too.
Because she wasn't shocked by anything they were saying before, but she's still true to the cause of the TVA.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still be true to the cause of anything and know that there's still something weird going on. You just have that allegiance to get things done because you're a soldier at the end of the day.
I want to say it's the last episode, Mobius, when he's apologizing to Sylvie in the car, he says, oh, look, I'm sorry when you... Because she says, oh, you've pruned millions of galaxies and stuff. And he's like, when you think, I guess when you think what you're doing is for the greater good, you can do a lot of bad things. Yeah. And I feel like it's that where she knows that the line that the TVA gives out isn't the truth, but the job is more important, and that one lie keeps everything together. Yeah. So it's more important to manipulate that. But she knows that. It's
like many management position people, right? Yeah. Like they'll go along with anything.
Managers, yeah.
The people at the top, they'll go along with anything as long as the ball keeps rolling, and as long as they are employed gleefully, you know. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the situation. Anyway, they get all found out, and Mobius tries to reason with her one last time. It's like, look, we've been through eons of missions together, been through so much time. Our friendship means so much. Like, and then you went and pruned me, you betrayed me, and then she's like, you betrayed me because of the whole system.
I love this scene.
Well, I kind of
I love this scene where she says like that, like eons of friendship, and you chose a couple of Lokis over me, and for all her like big government conspiracy involvement, like the thing that really hurts is that her friend, potential lover interest, because we think that's there. Yeah. Didn't pick her.
Yeah.
And I loved that.
Yeah.
I really liked that where she was like, no, you and the best villains. That's why I think Thanos is probably one of the best villains in the MCU, is because although like his conclusion is obviously wrong.
No, I mean, let's not. Judge is out still. Jury's out still.
Oh yeah, maybe double all the resources in the universe instead of halving the population. But anyway, like. He thinks he's doing the right thing, and then it's just a little bit warped.
Yeah.
And that, like, the best villains think that they're overall what they're doing is good.
Yeah.
And the same with her, where she's like, we keep order, we do everything together, and we've been friends for an unlimited amount of time, literally forever and always.
Yeah.
And before forever. And before that as well, because that's not how time works. Like, we've been friends for forever, and you picked a couple of Lokis over me.
Yeah.
And she just, at that moment, she's just a person that's hurt because her friend betrayed her.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, she's not just evil lady.
Yeah.
She's judge lady.
She's got some actual personality.
Yeah,
and some
I really enjoyed it. And also she kicks Mobius's ass.
Oh yeah, so she's about to leave. She pulls out a £10, pulls out a portal. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't let you leave. And he like cocks his baton with the spike on the end and whatnot. And she she's not afraid at all.
Yeah, she's like, even with that, you're not a threat.
Even with that, you're not a threat. And it's like, well, I'll see about that. Runs towards her. She immediately puts him to the ground.
Him, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, okay, you're right about that.
I really liked it.
It was just Owen Wilson, man.
It was brilliant.
It's just the best.
Owen Wilson's brilliant.
And then she gives
him like a sad look.
Yeah.
Does she drop the pruning stick?
She uncocks it, but I don't know if she drops it.
And she leaves.
But she does.
By the way, it took me until very recently to realize why they're called prunes.
Do you know what? I'm ashamed to admit that too.
Yep. Because they're constantly talking about branching timelines, branches, all this time. I'm like, why is it called pruning? This is stupid. Does prune stand for something? Are we ever going to learn that?
I think it prunes the fruit, and no, it's not going to make no sense either.
They're pruning the branches.
That's what that is.
Like 6 weeks to figure that out. How?
I feel like that's too embarrassing.
I drove here.
I feel like that's too embarrassing.
I drove here, and I'm legal to drive on the roads, and it took me that long.
I feel like this is too embarrassing to me. How about in the edit? We'll
prune it.
We'll say we knew what pruning was all along.
Yes.
We knew what pruning was all along, and you guys are pretty stupid.
It took some of you guys 6 weeks to figure this out. They've been talking about branching timelines all this time. Branching, pruning. Come on, think
guys.
about it.
So many comments.
Think about it.
Oh, we're certified idiots.
It's awful.
Anyway, that's the end of that scene from then. Let me see if I can find where we are.
Back in the Citadel?
Yes.
Do we know it's called the Citadel? Yeah,
we do.
girl says
Citadel at the end of time, or
That's
whatever it's called. Once they say, okay, we're not going to agree to your deal,
She zips around.
they start to move a bit forward.
Yeah.
They go into the next room, and there's 4 places for statues. 3 of them are still there. One of them's completely crashed to the ground. It looks like the timekeepers, to be honest, but you don't get too close of a look.
Yeah, you
at
don't
them.
get a proper look.
And they're looking around. They're
Yeah,
like, there's a lot of dust everywhere.
Yeah, it looks like no one's been here for a while.
No one's been here for a while.
Also,
And
where's the
then-
dust from? Where's the dust from?
Right? I mean, there's only one person living there. There can't be that much accumulation of dead skin cells and stuff like that.
Although he's been there for forever.
Hire a cleaning lady, goddammit.
No, Mr. He Who Remains is not home. No, you go away.
I like it. Okay, yeah, while they're in the room, smashed pieces, a door opens. They will just
Yeah.
get to the ready.
It's very sinister.
Very slowly, very sinister. And then there's just a dude
There's a
inside.
guy there. It's a lift, right?
Yeah, the guy's sitting down first. When he just gets up and it's just
He's
a
eating
dude.
an apple, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
eating an apple. He's just...
Do you reckon that's
A
another
dude
god
there.
thing? Because it's like, the Garden of Eden here is the tree
Could
of
be.
knowledge. Do you think that's a metaphor?
Could be.
I don't know.
And he's just a dude. And he
He
explains
looks all
that...
commanding, but then as soon as he speaks, like, hey guys!
Yeah, he's very just relaxed and like a cool dude kind of talking. It's just like, what's going on?
Do you know what?
And at that moment, I have to say, I was very worried that we were getting another Ralph Boner moment.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, oh my god, this was all going to be bullshit, right? This was all going to be shit. The
I
whole,
didn't-
whole season.
I didn't like him at all until the end of this little arc, at which point the whole thing sort of made sense. It's like our theory with Lamentis, where it was all in Loki's head.
Yeah.
Where if we'd seen that, it would have all made sense.
Yeah.
Where once it happens, I'm like, oh, you know what? I kind of get it. And then I decided I really like him.
Yeah.
And he's got it's kind of like 90s Will Smith from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Got turned into the genie, God. And it's like, hey, what's up?
It was very much like that because Genie has all power, but he's also kind of cool and
Right.
happy and whatnot. Anyway, it's just a dude.
It's just a guy.
And
I think he
at
even
this
says,
point, I'm
he
very
is also
confusing.
just a guy, not some weird, super powerful Titan alien thing.
Yeah.
He's a human. He's actually a human being.
Yeah, flesh and blood, he says.
Right,
and all
yeah.
that. Anyway, he goes, let's talk in my office. They
Yeah.
get into the lift, and it's a very tense moment.
It's
he's
awkward.
in front, he's looking, he's close to the camera, they're in the back, they're looking. And Sylvie sees her chance. She's
Yeah.
like, I can kill the person that I came here to kill.
Right.
Goes for a slash. He whoops over to one
He
side.
zip zaps around, yeah.
The same way they do with the thing when they got the collar on
Yeah,
and whatnot.
yeah.
And it's just zipping around. And then at one point he disappears entirely from the elevator, but the elevator gets to its destination and opens up and he's right there.
It really felt, by the
invites
way,
them in.
once he leaves the elevator, it felt sort of like Indiana Jones or something where this is going to fill up with water or poison gas or crush them. And
I
I'm
was
like,
like,
oh
this is a
no.
trap.
Yeah, it's a trap. It's a trap.
trap.
Shut down the trash compactors. It felt like that.
Shut down all the trash compactors at the tension level. Shut down all
Right. It felt like that.
Yeah.
But then it's just a lift and it opens and he's
up.
there.
And he's like, come inside. And it's a very big room with lots of books and lots of...
Many leather-bound books and space mahogany.
Space mahogany. Smells
Yeah,
of space mahogany in
smells
there, you can
space
tell.
mahogany.
And a gorgeous view of the sacred timeline in the
Yes.
background. And he sits down and he lays it out to them, basically. He goes, he who remains is the one who's
Oh,
controlling
she's still
everything.
calling me that? It's creepy.
Yeah,
I love
she-
how he like...
She's still calling him out? It's creepy. I kind of like
But
it.
he never... he never says his name.
It's true.
Although we kind of know... We know who he is.
Yes.
But he never
Actually,
says it.
The thing is, I had to go research who it was. So,
It's Kang, right?
who's Kang? What are you
Well,
talking
I don't
about?
know.
So, no.
Kodos, I mean.
So
I'm
he
sorry.
actually isn't Kang.
Oh, okay.
But he's a version of.
yeah, one
so
of-
We'll
he's-
get to that bit in a
Yeah,
second.
he's one of a Kang.
So
He's a Kang.
I'll say it right now. His name is Immortus.
Yeah.
So he's Immortus, and then the evil one, when it comes out later,
Yeah.
is Kang.
Yeah.
But it's the same person, just a different variant.
They're variants.
and
of-
that's what
yeah,
it is. Right
yeah.
there. Anyway, so he lays it down to me. It goes, "You have no free will. It's everything has been made by me. It's been created by me. I've paved the road, and you guys have just walked down the
Yeah.
road I've paved." And obviously, this gets on Loki's nerves because he's very much, I control my own destiny.
My choices are my own.
My choices are my own. And being told right now that everything has been controlled and orchestrated by one person obviously gets under his skin.
Yeah.
Sylvie, the whole time, the only thing she's worried about is the fact that this guy in front of her was the one that stole her life away from her for seemingly no reason, just because it didn't fit with his grand plan.
Yeah, she tries to attack him again, and he zip-zaps around, and he's like, are we still doing that? Here, look, let me show you, and pulls out their scripts, basically. He's like, look, here's, like, I know what you're going to do. Have you ever wondered? I'm just a guy, so how can I do it? Well, I know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Because I read the script. I mean, he's literally basically saying, I read the script, I wrote the script, I know what you're going to do.
Pulls out, and it's like, look, everything right there. I know everything that you've done. I know everything you're doing. I know everything you're going to do. And also, he has like a tempad, but it's very different. It's like
it's very different.
Marble with gold streaks in it.
It's cool. It seems like the same material the building's made out of.
Yeah.
And it's like and
it can do more
bracelet.
as well.
Yeah. Like at one point, it pulls out that same material and it builds little statues.
Yeah, like when he's explaining the story, right?
Right.
I think this is actually where he explains it. So we come back to Judge Lady, but then we come back here and he goes, okay, so this is basically what happened. So I'm just a guy.
Does he even say he's from Earth, right? I
Yeah,
think
he says,
he's human. He's just a dude.
I'm from Earth. I was a scientist.
Yeah, that's right.
I discovered that there were other universes stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
And I soon discovered that there were more versions of me.
Yeah.
And I soon discovered how to get those.
He's Rick. He's freaking Rick. Where's Morty?
Morty, unfortunately, he died in a bit of an accident. Don't worry about that.
Shit.
Universes stacked on top of each other, and he discovers there are other versions of him and how he could interact with those ones.
Yeah.
He goes, in the beginning, it was great. It was a bunch of scientists, a bunch of like-minded people coming together to share technologies, to share information.
Make our worlds better.
To make worlds better. But then eventually, you get to someone who doesn't share those feelings.
Right.
Who wants to see those other universes as a place to conquer.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the multiverse war broke out, he says. He actually drops the multiverse war right in there, so we know that's a thing, guys.
That's one thing. One of the things that sort of saves Loki for me, because it is so up and down and I felt like there weren't ideal conclusions, and Sylvie was up to this incredible villain and then was just a Loki. It was really strange.
Yeah.
It's because we know the significance of most of what he's saying, like multiverse. Anytime you say multiverse, because we know Multiverse of Madness is coming, and all these not tie-ins, but alluding to with anything with like the next Doctor Strange movie and stuff. And because we are MCU fans, we know a little bit more than just from the movies. That we're picking out all the Easter eggs or clues that are in there. If it wasn't for that, I would say I think Loki and this is a little bit meh.
I feel you.
But because we know what's in there and we're picking it out, this is actually a really great reveal. Yeah. They're really good.
Yeah. And he basically breaks it down as well. He goes that he was the first variant, he says, discovered a being in the tears in reality from everything that was going on.
Yeah.
And he goes, you know the name of the being
I'm
talking about?
Yeah,
Alioth. He goes, I found Alioth and I studied him and I weaponized him to create the correct flow in time.
So basically, this guy is so freaking smart. Also, apparently, just an awesome badass because he fought infinite hymns and he's like the one that won.
Yeah, he was the one that triumphed over all the other hymns. That he.
I'll tell you, we have a bit of a science background. I feel like we could, if it was like, the more scientists you beat up, the more money you make, I feel like we'd be in really good standings. Most guys, most dudes in science are not, most people in science are not.
Maybe
super
when he
athletic.
says multiversal war, it's not actually that fantastic.
It's just vicious chess matches.
it's just
It's just the ultimate Pokemon card duel.
He's like, oh, Magic of the Gathering cards did not support me this time.
Shit.
Well, there we go, guys.
Right. It's just an awful, just vicious poker
They
tournament.
tell it as a big, great war, but then you go and see the records, and it's like, you guys were just playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
Right, Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Kang, always with the blue eyes white dragon.
Damn it, man. Jesus.
I completely lost track because that was so funny.
Anyway, so, he goes, he weaponized Alioth, and that's how he created the correct flow of time.
So he found the being, Alioth, and the technology to like prune stuff is is from Eliath. He figured it out and then went about setting out this order.
Yeah.
Which, that's the real flex. If you think about, like, okay, so you beat a bunch of scientists up, cool, you were the one guy that lifted, fine. But then going and finding, like, a place outside of time.
Yep.
Figuring out how to adjust time and then going, okay, well, what is the way this is supposed to go? And then for infinity, figuring out that, okay, every single person, as if they're like a GTA 5. That's why there's no GTA 6. This is GTA 5. But like, where's everybody supposed to go and when?
Yeah.
Everyone, everywhere, every planet, every galaxy, every universe.
Yeah.
That's the real flex. And he even says, I'm older than I look.
Yeah.
And if you consider how long that would take,
really fucking long.
That's quite a while.
Hit the camera there. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's quite a while. He also lays out that this is the only way that it could work. It's like, so obviously it wasn't like the first decision he made to try and prune innocent people and innocent timelines. He was like,
I think he says he tried.
He tried all kinds of different methods. And he's like, and then I came up with the TVA. And there's a lot of harsh calls to be made, but the TVA works. Yeah. This is the way that everything works. You have to just make some bad calls.
I think he says it's like harsh order or like infinite chaos or something.
Probably something
like that.
So then they kick over to the Lokis, kick over to Loki and Sylvie. Sylvie goes, or you're a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of this, maybe I'm lying. Maybe it's just a whole lie, It could be complete complex lie. We're standing literally in a citadel in the middle of, you can see time flowing around us.
You can literally see time.
But
for
don't
every
worry.
universe, yeah.
It's fine. I'm probably just making it up. And then he goes, okay, look, let's just break it down to the final two options that you have here. Two options. One, kill me, and then you cause utter chaos.
Yeah.
All the variants of me will come out and the multiversal war will start again.
Do we think that means he's pruning hymns so that they never get back here?
I think so. I think he selected the one timeline,
Yeah.
and any other version that tries to come out,
They get
instantly
pruned.
fucked.
Yeah.
So even if it's him along with all the other innocent people that he destroys as well, he's destroying them all.
And also, because this is cool, and I didn't clock this. The Citadel is surrounded by a ring of time.
Yeah.
So if he's not there and you get infinite branches, what he just described just happens again, and then he'll end up back here anyway.
That's what he says as well. So he goes,
that makes so much more sense now. I forgot about the ring.
He says, one, you either kill me in infinite chaos modern timelines with all the multiversal war, or you two take control of all of this. He's like, this time business is a young man's game. I'm old. I want to go.
I'm older than I look.
Older than I look, he says.
Yeah.
He says, so you guys can do it, and you guys can have everything how you see fit. And he does explain later, like you said, where it's like, if you kill me, though, I'm going to be right back here again.
Yeah.
But it might be a different version of me. It might be worse. It might be better. But this is just going to go back round again. There's no point in killing me.
And this is a cool bit, he stops.
You hear like a thunder. Like
I was thinking, it's like an evil him coming to beef. Like whoever's in charge has to like take up at a certain point or something.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it just stops. We crossed the threshold.
We just crossed the threshold. And he's like, you're right, I did lie. I lied before where I said that I could tell everything that's going to happen from about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds ago. I know absolutely nothing of what's going to come.
Yeah. Also, he's finding it quite interesting because this is the first time in Infinity that he hasn't known what's going to happen.
He does feel kind of relieved for a moment. He's like, a weight's just been lifted off his shoulders because it's beyond his control now.
I think it's cool. I actually enjoy his character here.
This is the point where he transitioned, in my opinion, into really good.
I totally agree.
Before I was like, please tell me this isn't going to be Ralph Boner.
It's going to be Ralph Boner. You're kind of acting like the Fresh Prince of the Infinity Time Loop. Like, it's a bit odd, but now I'm like, okay. Also, he would have gone a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
He hasn't spoken to anyone in billions of years.
And you're constantly pruning innocent people over and over and over again.
And also, how long do you think it would have taken to get pruning the dinosaurs down right.
Ooh,
you know?
yeah, the right dinosaur.
Right?
Yeah. And he crosses over and he go, Sylvie snaps finally.
Yeah.
She decides, that's it, I'm gonna kill him. Goes to kill him, and Loki stops her. Tries to get through to her to see that, like, look, I understand you're really angry. You're really angry for what he did to you, for destroying your life and whatnot. But what he's saying kind of makes sense. No, he's lying. Well, maybe he is lying. Maybe he isn't, though. Everything right now is in balance. It's too great of a risk to kill him and to risk upsetting what is currently okay-ish.
It's working. It might not be working great, but it's working.
We're not extremely happy, but it's working. And the worst is multiversal war.
It's better than chaos and that kind of thing, yeah.
Tries to get through to her. And she goes... She basically takes it as... You're betraying me. That's what you're doing. You're supposed to have my back all the way through. And it's one of those things where it's like, you know, when in those movies, when you say something and the person says the exact opposite of what you said, it's like, no, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I said this. And they go, you're betraying me. No.
No, I'm actually trying to keep you safe.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I feel like what Loki is really saying here is, let's figure out how this works.
Yeah.
And then we'll murder this fool. Loki's... Because I think there's a line where he says...
I love him.
There's a line where he's... not Kang, what's he called?
Immortus.
Where he's like, hey, we're all villains here.
Does, yeah.
Which I love that line. And it's one of those things of it's kind of like fighting fire with fire. Is to stop the big thing going up, he has to burn all these little timeline changes. And he describes like this Loki, up to this point, still a murderer... still messed with stuff, but who knows best what disrupting order can do? Our Loki. Yeah. This version of Loki, who spent his thousands of years alive just disrupting order and messing with people and messing with different planets and stuff because it will be fun, knows exactly what happens when you disrupt something that's working. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And he's trying to say, let's find out how it works, then we can do, you know, we need more information. But she's like, no, this is the guy that I'm after. Yeah. He's like, okay, but suddenly we've learned what's in the balance is a little bit different. And she just sees that he's in the way. Yeah. And it's like you say, you know, you say one thing, but she hears something else.
Her mind is so warped at this moment. And she says as well, she says, she can't, oh, sorry. It goes, so this is our problem. What's our problem then? And Loki says, you can't trust and I can't be trusted.
Yeah.
So we're in this predicament right now where nothing's really going to work. And just as things look like they're going to be okay, suddenly she pulls out a knife, starts slashing at him. He starts defending himself. He gets thrown across the room at one point.
I quite like the little fight.
Yeah. It was really cool.
It's really good. Also, we're seeing that telekinesis power from Loki, which we didn't know he had before.
Yeah, at one point she runs towards Immortus.
On Lamentus, he threw a skyscraper.
Exactly. And then he sort of like reaches out and sort of force grabs her, pulls her back. And I was like, did Loki have that power?
I think back to the last episode where he says a few things of like, one, OG Loki is like, you know, blades are cool, but a Loki's real power is a sorcery. Yeah. And glorious purpose, obviously. Yes. And then Loki also, when he makes the Asgard, she's like, "How's he doing that?" I think we're stronger than we know. Yeah. And I just dig that.
And he also enchants, even though he's never enchanted before.
He's never done it before.
So clearly, there's more powers.
He's getting an upgrade for the coming movies. I hope. Oh my god!
They unlocked his skill tree. That's what it is.
That's it.
A couple of points.
He's got 1 point in enchanting now. And like 2 points in telekinesis.
Exactly. Yeah, wait until he learns the force push,
mate,
and then double jump.
Oh, and then, so good.
And then wall
he's
running.
Forgotten how to jump. Oh my god!
You know, Cal Kestis could teach him.
He just needs. I was about to say he needs a laser sword, but he's got a flaming sword. Basically the same thing. So he's halfway to Jedi.
Jedi Fallen Order jokes right there. You can't take the gamer out of us, unfortunately. So yeah, they're having a little fight, but the last second, Sylvie force pushes Loki out of the way. She runs over towards Immortus. Yeah. She's like this cool slow motion shot with her face in the very, I say British face, but it's not. It's just like a person's. Like
but I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
It's like about to like swing her.
It's
sword.
Really good, by the way. The shot, the slow mo.
She's very good as well. Sword's about to come down on Immortus, and Loki just pops into existence right in front
Did
of
we
her.
know he could do that? That's also another new power.
Yeah, like he teleported. I
Yeah.
thought illusions was his thing, but teleported. I guess it's
Yeah.
another new power. But also, he lands like right underneath the blade almost and doesn't get cut. I don't know what that's all about.
I
Or
think
maybe it's like the handle of it, perhaps.
I took it to be he put himself in the way and put his trust in Sylvie to not kill him.
Yeah.
So it's not that he doesn't get cut, it's that she stops the sword. That's how I saw it. And
Okay.
and then he drops his sword.
Yes, he drops his sword and he tries one last effort to reason with her. It's like, look, I know you're mad, I know you're angry, but we can't risk everything for this personal vendetta that you've got. We can't do this. I care about you. I'm doing this for
So
you.
she said he starts with that and she says,
Yeah.
you just want a throne, and he says, I don't want a throne, I just want you to be okay. Mate,
It was like, can I say the whole thing?
Please.
It's like you want. Why do you want to hurt me? It's like, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want a throne. I just want you to be okay.
their little romance.
And then they look, and then finally
Oh
they
my God,
kiss. And we're
finally.
like, yes, this is what we've been looking for since we saw you in a hooded figure. We were like, Loki needs to have sex with that ghost figure thing.
No,
wherever it is
Loki
over
needs
there.
to clap his own cheeks.
Yes, exactly. And the masturbation continues because we
Exactly.
did prove it was masturbation.
Facts.
And that was an amazing moment, right?
It was
there.
brilliant.
But
Yes.
she goes, but I'm not you, and opens up a tempad portal behind her here and throws him into it and then
Yeah.
closes it. What the fuck? And we're like, oh shit! And it turns out she picked up the cool new tempad thing that
Yeah.
he put on the desk.
The
and-
Alpha Tempad. The
Alpha-
mothership Tempad, yeah.
That's right, the Alpha. I like the one very much. And throws him through. And now she's there by herself with the one who remains. She uses her powers to throw the desk out of the way.
Do you know what's cool?
Go on.
So it's obviously like she's angry and stuff. She has her powers and he's just a regular guy. So
Yeah.
regular guy facing a Loki, no chance. She throws the desk and he's like scared,
Yeah.
but also it's a new experience. It's really exciting. So as much as he's afraid, he's also really excited to see what happens next, which
yeah.
is a very strange spot for a person to be in. It's very difficult to act. I think he does it very well. And also, and I'm glad they did it this way because I feel like revenge is a good and interesting theme.
Yeah.
It sucks all the wind out of her sails.
Yes. She stabs him. And it's not even like a very satisfying stab. It's just like a...
It just goes in.
And he's just there. He doesn't even go like... "Ugh," anything like that. He's just like... See you soon.
Yeah. And she's just there like, well, this doesn't feel good. I didn't get my revenge, you know? It's super underwhelming. And I think a lot of people won't like that, but I think as like a metaphor, and like Sylvie threw away the one good thing she had for revenge, and it wasn't even close to what she'd built up in her head.
Exactly.
You know, it was so underwhelming, and she threw away the one thing she's got now. And because Lokis are very proud, it's not like she can go back and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I did it, and I think you're right. And
especially because she threw away the one thing she probably cares about in this world, just so she can get that revenge.
Yeah.
It turns out revenge wasn't even that good.
it wasn't. And like he said, and this is what I loved as well, it's like, okay, so now there'll be chaos. It'll all happen all over again. And I'll see you soon. I'll be back in a bit. I'll see you soon. And it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's also the best bit is if she'd have learned how it all worked, she maybe could have actually got what she wanted.
Yeah.
So
she was just so consumed by rage that she just couldn't see clearly. And at that moment, when he dies, you see the branches on the outside on the timeline, the sacred timeline, branching. First of all, it was just branches coming out like a single branch and whatnot. But then it sort of stops, and then it scatters a bit like lightning to become this
infinite
branches off of branches until you can't even see a timeline anymore. It's just time.
Yeah.
And boy, is that bad news,
mate.
We cut back to the TVA, and Sassy Lady and Mobius are watching the screen, watching it happen, and it's just timeline after timeline just branching off of the next.
It's cool because like you've got the central bit, and then tons of timelines start branching, and then those start branching, and we don't actually see it, but if you did, the whole screen would just be timed at that one point. Yeah.
It would just be like white. That's it. That's what's going on right there. And they're like, well, there ain't no fixing that anymore. Who said about anything about fixing it? Badass line.
She's very sassy now.
Very sassy.
Yeah.
We then cut to Loki.
Yeah.
And he's distraught. He's just on the
in
floor.
The TVA.
In the TVA after he's been chucked through that portal. He's distraught. But he does get up. And he runs around. And he needs to find Mobius. He needs to find Mobius so he can sort this out because of the terrible stuff that's coming. And he goes into the big library place and he sees Mobius and Sassy Lady talking right there. And he goes up to her and he explains what happened. It's like, terrible things have happened. Terrible things. We got to the end. Sylvie, she's killed him. There's gonna be like a multiversal war. Everything. We have to stop this. We have to correct everything that we've done. This was terribly wrong. And Mobius is like, hold on, just calm down for a second. So you're an analyst, right? You're an analyst. Like, tell me what you're doing. And it's like, wait a minute, Mobius, don't you recognize me? It's like, who are you? I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this isn't the same timeline anymore. And at that moment, I was like, he turns around, he looks around, and he notices the statue in the middle of the library that used to be the 3 timekeepers has now changed.
Yep.
To Kang.
Yep.
And boys, that's where it ends. Kang the Conqueror. Oh my god. In that final moment, I really felt for Loki.
Yeah, me too.
On top of him being betrayed by the one woman that he's decided to actually love in his life.
The one time he lets himself be vulnerable, he gets hurt worse than he's ever been hurt before.
Exactly. Then he realizes he's basically lost. There's no way for him to get back to sort out the problem that he has. And now he's stuck in a completely different place.
Right.
And then, on top of finding out that Kang the Conqueror has become this thing and it's probably changed the entire timeline, there's going to be massive repercussions, his best friend gets ripped from him.
His only friend.
Right, exactly, only friend. Right in front of his face.
Yeah, just doesn't know who he is.
Oh.
It's brutal, and I loved it.
It was great.
I loved it.
Perfection.
I love, by the way, Tom Hiddleston is incredible.
Yes.
We've known he's incredible for a very long time. But I think Thor 1 and Dark World are really good examples of how you can take brilliant actors and brilliant characters and maybe not write them in the best way, arguably, and you get underwhelming performances, and then you give them something that really suits their strengths and has better writing, and you realize that Tom Hiddleston is incredible.
Yeah.
And Thor is an incredible character, because Thor 1 is a trash tier movie.
Oh, wait, hold on a sec.
Especially when you compare it to Thor Dark World, which is far superior.
Okay, I'll give you that. Thor Dark World, top tier MCU movie.
Absolutely, yeah.
Up
Arguably
there.
the best.
I mean, Infinity War, Thor Dark World, same sort of
You
level.
squint your eyes and they're the same.
Right, exactly. So I'll give you that.
Right. But so you take Tom Hiddleston and you give him a role that really suits him, which is a real Loki.
Yeah.
Right? I think Loki's had his best 2 outings recently. It's this and Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Where he's being Loki. And it turns out that the best thing about Thor and Loki as separate characters is their brother relationship. Yeah. That's the absolute best thing about both of those characters. And like little things like Get Help, where we suddenly learn so much more. I don't want to do Get Help. It's all you love it. No, you love it. It's just that little like petty argument stuff, because that's what's so good about Loki.
Yeah.
And Tom Hiddleston is incredible. And suddenly Loki goes from being this like pouty child villain, right? Because like attacking one planet as Loki is a tantrum.
Yeah.
And like in the cell. Actually, I think the cell scene where the Dark Elves attack.
Yeah.
Afterwards, where you learn that actually he tore up the room because he's so upset, but he's put this illusion up to make it look like he's. That's a really good moment. But man, I love Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I hope this Loki gets a lot more screen time.
Well, we're going to get season 2 because, as we said before in the post-credit scene, there was one moment where the stamp comes down. Loki will return in season 2.
I hope we get 2 filler episodes.
Oh, we need more. We
We
need
do.
more. In fact, I hope we go back to Lamentus twice.
Yes. Absolutely. I bet there's really important things on Lamentus.
Important stuff. They need to kick a rock and then be like, the rock rolls. Yeah,
Yeah, the rock rolls. And that stops the planet exploding? What's the thing that's exploding? We're on a moon and the planet explodes, right?
Yeah, planet explodes onto the moon, I think. I think that was the way it was.
So stupid.
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching Streamcast with us. That was the finale. We're going
Yes.
to read your comments now because you guys watch along with us. And
That's right.
And yeah, we appreciate all of your comments. and
Don't
everything like
switch off after the comments because I'm sure we got something to talk about at the end. So it's not like once comments are done, you can turn off because there's the Streamcast housekeeping to do at the end.
that. Exactly. And there's also the 25 minutes of black screen.
Right, yeah, I know that's what I'm looking forward
Exactly.
to. Yeah.
So if
You
you
know
guys
everyone stuck around for that.
people stuck around, they're like, all right, well, I guess this is what we're doing for the next 25 minutes. I'm like,
Streamcast when it airs gets anywhere from like 30 to 70 people watching. There must have been 20 plus people that just hung out for the full, what was it, like 20 minutes of black screen? 20 minutes of black screen, just hanging out, just chatting in the thing. Well, I guess we'll just help out with the runtime. I'm like, you guys don't have to go on. Yeah, but it's cool.
yeah, but why not? Why not?
Right, 20 minutes. I love you guys. I really can't say more good things about you. Terrible things about the Four Pillars. Frick those guys. But you
guys are cool.
You're cool.
For those of you guys that do want to join us with all of these shows and write, and you can do that in two places. One of them is over on our Discord server by clicking the link in the description. It's a cool place to be, and you get to hang out with some cool lads. There's great gaming talk going on over there. Right. You should definitely join. As well as that, there is another place, which is patreon.com/Conversations, where all of our supporters get to write in, and you also get all kinds of other stuff like the Conversations podcast, you get the True Gamer podcast, early access, all kinds of good stuff like that, but you guys also get priority comments over here. Let me read out our first comment, which is from Emma91 Louise. Is a brand new patron of ours. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for the support. Long time viewer, first time reviewer. We've done this for long enough now that people can say long time viewer.
Long time sick.
I'm so proud of us. Totally love this episode. In fact, the whole season. The show isn't at all what I expected going in, but I've genuinely loved it. The finale was epic, perfect balance between the different characters and between action and exposition, and a nice payoff at the end for the Kang foreshadowing. Yeah. Also, great to see our Loki character arc become fully realized, only for his heart to be crushed several times in only a few minutes. She says as well, with Sylvie's betrayal, the realization that they made a massive mistake with the timelines, and with Mobius not recognizing him. Fudge!
Mate, Tom Hiddleston, like say, he does like crushed puppy look so well.
Did it so well.
And now he's got that whole like all this stuff weighing on him, and now he's got like a mountain to climb. He's got that redemption arc. Because as a character, he's been redeemed, like his soul's redeemed, but his actions haven't. He hasn't done anything redeeming.
No.
He's just changed as a person. So now he has... It's cool, man. It's really well done.
I'm super excited to see how it all plays out in the next Doctor Strange and Ant-Man films. Have to say, the Doctor Strange movie is called Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Doctor Strange has got a whole pile of shit to clean up now.
A big old pile.
Woo! Right, he's like, well, I'm going to bring a broom because...
Mate, and also, hold on. This is something that no one seems to be thinking about. The Scarlet Witch...
Yeah.
Arguably the single most powerful Avenger. Arguably.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah.
Up there with like Rune God Thor.
Yeah.
And Loki. Two agents of... She's literally a Chaos Witch, they call her, right? Something like that.
Chaos Magic.
Chaos Magic. Yeah. And Loki, who's, by the way, had a significant power up.
I think, he's leveled up quite nicely. Doctor Strange's hands are quite full right now.
So
quite full.
I'm really looking forward to it. I really, really hope that they have more than just a brief appearance.
Yeah.
I want them to really mess with Strange.
I hope so too.
Because I also felt like Doctor Strange is a great character. I feel like his is one of the weakest movies. It's gorgeous to look at, but I don't really vibe with him. And
I didn't really like the Dormammu thing. I was like,
Dormammu is not great. It's a good solve for the problem. I did like that. I was fun that Doctor Strange is just like, oh, we'll just CG in some different things, and now we can do whatever he needs to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of an Infinity Stone thing. You can just do the thing you need.
Yeah.
Until you will decide that you can't. For
Maybe
story
they can
reasons.
inject some good stuff into this then.
I
Into this next
really
movie.
hope so.
Doctor Strange and Ant-Man films, and the show confirmed for season 2. We're hopefully going to get Owen Wilson saying, wow, at last. One small criticism of the episode, Kang's palace giving off an Assassin's Creed Isu mood was a bit ridiculous, and that took me out of the moment. Overall, though, totally loved it, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys thought. Well, let's just run through the entire review again, because clearly she didn't
We'll
hear.
start over the beginning, yeah.
So, episode 6...
I mean, should we just start at the
Always
beginning,
no time-
episode 1?
Fuck it, let's
Let's
start
do
from the
the
beginning.
whole series.
Whole season
update.
review right
Yeah.
here, recap right here. No, guys. Thank you very much, Emma, for writing in.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining the family.
I
and
would
we
love to
appreciate your
know-
support. Thank you.
Emma, I want to know if, and you can either write on Patreon, Discord, wherever's best for you, and tag us.
Comments, whatever.
Where you rank Loki, if you watch the other two shows, WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and where you rank Loki. Because I think I enjoyed Loki the most. But I don't think, because of the roller coaster and stuff, and like Sylvie not being built up to be this incredible villain, and then she's just kind of a fuck up. Like,
I'm telling you, I loved WandaVision so much.
so did I.
The only thing that bothered me about WandaVision, not even bothered me, it was just a crappy
Vision's
thing.
Magnum Dong.
That was the good part. I wanted to see more of that. There wasn't
agree.
enough, actually.
We now know that Paul Bettany is hung like a T-Rex.
Like a T-Rex. Was the bad guy of the new Shield or
Oh, he was awful.
Sword
He was so terrible.
so bad? It was just bad for bad's sake. It wasn't even
You're
a
right.
reason for some of the stuff he was
He
doing.
wasn't a good villain. Good villains.
I'm a bad guy. Guess what? I do bad things.
I shoot
now.
kids now.
Yeah, shoot. What the fuck?
What?
Anyway, complete madness.
Yeah.
Just didn't like him, but everything else was spot on in my opinion.
So I really want to know where you rank Loki, because I feel like it's been the most Marvel,
Yeah.
the most like sorcery type stuff. I feel like I enjoyed it the most, but I don't like. And when I say enjoyed, I mean like good fun. I think it was the most fun,
Yeah.
but I don't think it was the best. Like I think for me, WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier are better.
Okay.
And they scratch a different itch, but this one was more fun. It was more like more MCU.
You're right.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Well, as we know, Sheps is always wrong, so that opinion is wrong.
It's
as
true. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't see a single White Panther in this. Oh, you get some vibranium now, you White Panther, huh?
White Wolf, actually, man. So respect my name, all right? Jesus, God damn it. The next comment is from our boy Cobra SS, and he says Jonathan Mayers. Is that his name? The character's name? Kang's character.
Maybe it's the actor.
Actor,
Google
that's
it.
what I meant, sorry. Jonathan Mayers is a fantastic as Kang. I haven't been so entertained by people just sitting and talking outside of a
That is him,
Tarantino film. But was
Majors, I think.
yeah. Majors. I put Mayors because I thought it couldn't be Majors, right? But anyway, whichever way it is, I've probably fucked up, as we do with all names. I haven't enjoyed people sitting and just talking outside of a Tarantino film. Why do I get the feeling this has been just the prelude for one of the greatest epics ever?
I totally agree.
Brilliant. Also, I totally called Talking Clock being in on it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Chris Ryan, in there, bro.
I just Googled him to check if that was the actor's name. It is, and he is for sure in the next Ant-Man movie.
Oh, really?
Because he has the credits there.
Here we go, boys. Here we go.
66666.
And our final comment from Patreon. Sheps is crusty right nut.
What the frick? I'll have you know I moisturize regularly.
Down there especially. I keep it in a little bag filled with moisture overnight.
God.
You keep your bag in a bag.
Awful.
Wow. I mean, wow.
Wow.
That's the one. I have no words. Well, actually, I do, but still, this is by far the best Disney Plus show. It was much better than I would have anticipated, and I got it right in the beginning when I said it would have the most impact of all the MCU shows. I sat in my bed at the end thinking to myself, this has to have a second season. They can't leave us hanging. I literally yelled with joy when it said Loki will return in season 2. Right
I'm
with you,
going
bro.
to rewatch this episode. One, because my chick wasn't around, so she hasn't seen it.
Cool.
And two, because I really want to re-experience everything in those last sort of like 10, 20 minutes. Everything with I know this one isn't Kang, but Kang, and exactly what is said, and that heartbreak with Sylvie and Loki, and I missed that. I can't believe I missed that, so I'm gonna have to watch that.
Go ahead, bro.
Mate, season 2 is gonna be so sick.
It's gonna be great, especially now we know like what trajectory everything is, and we understand that they've set up all these time elements. And I just wonder how they're gonna solve the TVA again. Is the TVA gonna exist still, or is it gonna be dismantled?
Right, exactly. I think that's probably what season 2 will address. Is like,
because
I reckon it will be.
It has to have a place. It's almost like
I feel like it's gonna be Loki. Hopefully, we'll get more buddy cop. It'll be Loki and Mobius trying to figure out how to make all of this work.
Yeah.
You know, I hope.
All right, we're going to kick over to our Discord comments right now. We've got quite a few of them over here. Do you want to kick off with the first one?
We do. What is this picture of Loki from?
Do you know what? I don't actually know. I pulled it out and I was
it's
like...
awesome.
Yeah, I didn't want to pull out anything spoiler related, so I just picked this one. I was like, I think this is from something else, so I'll just pick that.
I want to reverse Google search that and find out what it's from. CAA 56 says... I'm sorry, Car 6.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. Terrible. Can't get the good help these days.
First off, my ranking for Disney Plus MCU shows would be 1, Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and WandaVision Tide.
Ooh, okay, all right. Well, I'm pretty sure even if you used to put it down on like a gradient, it would just be empty space, everything up here.
For the record, because I've said a few times that I think Loki's gonna go at the end for me, just because I don't feel like it ties stuff up well enough. Although Tom Hiddleston, I'm gonna say, is maybe the best performance
out of the MCU shows.
Maybe.
I prefer Scarlet Witch's one better, but still.
I loved a lot of stuff in Scarlet Witch and
especially her range.
And also, look, Falcon and Winter Soldier, dead last because no romance.
Bruv, we was waiting the whole time. We was like, Bucky's going to turn around and go, you know this arm has a vibration function.
Mate, look.
And we didn't get it. Instead, they were like, oh, do you want to be Captain America?
I mean, forget the arm. Bucky's a robot. So his whole body has a vibration.
Exactly.
You know? So... but what I want to say is, because I've kind of said some bad things about the show, I guess you could say it's very much like, if you squint, they're all right there. Like, it's a difference of that much to where they go.
Yeah. And
most other stuff's way down there. This has been great.
Let's challenge ourselves to get through these comments.
No.
We're doing a lot of stopping. Sorry, guys.
The opening was very confusing at first, but might actually be the best one yet. Miss Minutes freaking terrified me with that jump scare. Yeah, I saw it. I saw a jump scare coming, but
just out of nowhere, it's like, hey, yo, what?
Right. Is this Kang? Maybe. Yeah, it's definitely Kang. Mobius's entrance was badass. The pen reveal actually kind of shocked me. It's been this guy, possibly Kang, all along. No wonder Mobius is useless in a fight. He didn't use a superpower called WOW. This explanation scene is actually kind of cool. Finally, some Loki versus Sylvie action once again.
Oi.
Oh my god, they're kiss. I think he's writing this as he's watching it.
Yeah, he does that. This is the way Card does it. Just like the way we go through the show, he does it in his comments.
Right.
It's like, oh my god, they're kissing. I have to write this down.
She actually killed him. Oh, okay. He is watching show. Oh my god, they're kissing. She actually killed him. It's like some kind of multiverse. A multiverse of madness. No one gets the head tilt thing. The ending was weird and amazing, just like the intro. Season 2 confirmed. Hell yeah. Also, Kang confirmed. Hell yeah. He is writing it as he's watching it, isn't he?
Yeah.
I love this show. Can't wait for Season 2 or Doctor Strange 2. Whatever else is next. All I know is it's going to be one hell of a ride. They don't know what show will be... Oh, I don't know what show will be on Streamcast next, but I'm sure I'm going to love it. Maybe you could do What If, as I'm sure that's going to tie in with the MCU too.
I've heard that's going to be standalone. That's what I heard. But still, I mean, we'll see. We'll feel it out, and we can let you guys know all about that. It's going to be a group decision.
Freaking god!
What's that?
I just read T's name.
Yeah. The next comment is from our boy T, working on a Sheddy hentai. We're Sheddy. And apparently there's a hentai going to be coming with us, so tune in for that.
Yeah.
Full Streamcast review, obviously.
Of course.
Holy shit. Holy shit, but Holly anyway. We won! We got Kang, boys! So I'm guessing the TVA stopped working after they learned that they're variants and caused the branches. And in And I guess in their memories, they erased again, and Kang controls it now, since time works differently in the TVA. Also, that line gave me chills. If you think I'm evil, well, wait till you meet my variants.
Yeah.
Also, no Hydra, no Mephisto. 0 out of 10 makes me want to buy a Game Pass.
First of all,
This show is so terrible, I'm buying Game Pass.
if you watch what happens to those timelines, they're like tentacles. Hydra. Confirmed. They wear the Hydra outfits. Confirmed.
We're cutting this section of the podcast out. We're putting it on the Four Pillars Network. And it's like, Hydra Easter egg you missed?
That should be the thumbnail.
He's genuinely thinking about
That should be the
it.
thumbnail.
He's genuinely thinking about it.
While we're here, I want to address this. Mostly you, got some flack for like thumbnails and a title choice.
I'm just the internet punching bag.
I, for the record, have no shame, and anytime we do that, it's almost always because I've asked for it. I specifically say I want to do this. I think we should do that, by the way.
They're going to be so mad.
I think we should.
So mad.
I'm down for it because it's only the internet. I don't give a frick what you guys think.
Good point. It's only the internet.
Oh my god, I cannot clear my throat. Get fricked, but has been no Mephisto.
Yeah, there has been no Mephisto. We had that devil in the stained glass window, and no Mephisto after that.
Officially, Alpha Aquila says, when Miss Minutes tempts Loki with victories, I was thinking whether he would still want this, especially after the last episode. Can I just ask one favor, please? Paragraphs. It is really difficult to read if you have double-digit IQs like we do.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult for us.
Low end, we're talking like we're barely breaking 10.
Yeah, the first one is a 1. Let's leave it
Right.
at that. Let's leave it at that.
Is Loki still the same person as when he fought the Avengers? I'm glad he didn't agree immediately, and we can see him his eyes thinking. Enter Kang. With the way that this episode started, trying to create a mystery behind the identity of He Who Remains, I thought it would have been better without all the hints leading up to this point.
Do you mind if I pause just there? The thing is that this required deep MCU knowledge.
Yeah, a lot.
It's because it's not actually Kang that it becomes cool. It's Immortus that then one of his variants is Kang.
Yeah.
That's what makes it cool. If it's just Kang, then it's like, oh, this dude is Kang?
Earlier when I called him Kang,
means nothing.
It's like I've been calling Sylvie Loki.
Yeah, everyone's been calling him Kang because this is what Kang's going to be. This is the character that's going to play Kang.
It's the same person, just a
Exactly.
variant. Yeah.
But when you think about it as this is Immortus, which was one of the variants of Kang trying to create order, and then shit gets messed up because of what Sylvie does and creates Kang the Conqueror,
Also,
then it becomes cool.
Also, an important thing, this is arguably one of the more powerful variants.
Yeah.
And one of the better, kinder, nicer ones.
Yeah.
And the kind, nice Kang did this.
Yeah.
That's what kind, nice Kang does. Which is how you get to know Kang.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's cool. I hope we wouldn't have had all the hints leading up to this point to make it a far more dramatic reveal instead of knowing who he was before we even see him. Yeah, it's because a lot of people don't know who Kang is.
Yeah.
One thing to remember, like you were saying, is that most MCU fans are movie fans.
Yeah.
So they don't know all this stuff. Or like if you take Loki, most people don't know shit about Norse mythology.
Yeah.
And most people that do know anything about Norse mythology mostly learned it from God of War.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't know this stuff, so for nerds like us, we're like, oh yeah, I think they're leading up to Kang.
Yeah.
And for everybody else, they're like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
So they kind of have to be a little bit heavy-handed sometimes. From first impressions, I do like him and how Kang was never said in this episode. Judge Lady is definitely having an existential crisis in this episode. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It was cool to see the branches physically manifested in some kind of temporal space. Cool ending. But is Loki in another timeline universe, or is our universe altered? I think he's in a different.
That's the thing, because before the sacred timeline was one.
The TVA is outside of it. So what's messed with the TVA?
That's a good question. That's what we wanted to ask. Because before it was like you could say everyone's on the same timeline in the same universe because there is only one. Every other one gets pruned. But now there's multiple. But the TVA, as you just said, is outside of time.
Yeah.
So
So
do they operate under the same laws?
I mean, the way I looked at it,
or is it everyone got refreshed and then this whole thing happened again?
oh, I don't know. Also, you're saying there's only one timeline and one universe, but I read it as all the universes are kept on their proper timelines.
Okay.
So that TVA is outside, and underneath are many universes, and the TVA makes sure all of those universes run the way they're supposed to.
The same record basically going on.
Right.
I read it as differently. I read it as basically they would actually probably more better your way, because how could you destroy an entire universe?
And how do you get different Lokis?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's good. Well, you can still verge from the same time. This is a big conversation.
Yeah. Sorry, we're just going to discover time travel and the existence of multiple universes.
We're going to break it down right here. Break it down. But also, I'll tell you something. MCU messed with their own logic here.
You never explain your rules for time travel. Never ever explain rules for time travel. Never ever explain rules for magic. Just set down rules by how it works.
Exactly.
Never explain it. Just say these are the rules.
In Endgame, they're like, "Oh, you can't go back in time and change something, and then everything's okay right now." That sets it on a different timeline.
Yeah.
Whereas Sylvie throws Loki back into the TVA, and then when she stabs him and changes everything, the TVA instantaneously, without even noticing, magically changes around Loki, and now they're in a different timeline. And it's like, that's two different things. You can't, if you set rules, then you fuck yourself.
Yeah. Also, how we'll go back in time and get the Infinity Stones and then put them back at the exact moment we took them from, but then they have a Thanos appear. It does it.
Oh, that's fine though. That's good. No, that doesn't affect anything.
Suspension of disbelief. Where are we? It was cool to see the branches physically manifest. Cool ending. Is the universe altered? Wow. Mobius never actually got to say wow. Yeah, I know. And I kind of hope he doesn't. Because it will make you see Owen Wilson and not Mobius.
To be fair, I only see Owen Wilson.
I do. And also when he finds out the hunter, whatever it was, died, he's like, how? And I was like, oh no, it's a different word. No. I really wanted him to say wow in this episode. But it was a missed opportunity. What happened with Judge Lady before and after TVA? How long did she know she was a variant?
So you also think that she knew she was a variant? I think that too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Overall, I enjoyed the series. It had some good story beats, but could have been more impactful if it had more episodes to breathe. I agree. It should have been 8.
It was short, wasn't it?
Yeah. Should have been 8, and Lamentis could have been a 10-minute section. Yeah. As for my ranking, I liked Loki the most. Followed closely with WandaVision and Soldier and the Winter...
Falcon the Winter Soldier?
He said Soldier and the Winter Falcon.
Did he?
But I think that's because I've said it backwards so many times. He's taken the piss. As I think you called it from behind... Yes. The pacing of WandaVision was best, as each episode led naturally to... I agree with that for sure, yeah. Oh my god, I can't speak. They did good.
They did good.
Loki had a cool setting, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier was unfortunately quite boring, with classic bad Marvel villains, which, to be fair, I don't think we've seen in a while.
Falcon and Winter Soldier's villains were quite terrible.
Yeah, I agree. I agree the villains sucked.
I'm an angry ginger girl. Ah!
I mean... I do agree with that. But for me, it was more about Bucky and Sam's story.
That's what the reason was. But the thing is that it is tough when it comes to superhero movies.
Yeah.
Because when you think superhero, you think superpowers.
You think Superman.
Unfortunately, you do actually think Superman. Yeah. But and Bucky and Falcon and Winter Soldier wasn't about superpowers. It was about heroes.
Yes.
Heroes doing
also,
heroic things.
Sam, who's number 1 on the call sheet.
Yeah.
Which makes him the main character, is a regular guy.
Yeah.
Right?
He got downgraded from super soldier serum guy to regular guy.
Right.
Heart of steel, heart of gold.
Dude's a beast.
Guy is yoked and he wants to do the right thing and he'll stop at nothing to do the right thing. However, a guy.
a dude. So,
and compare that to all this fantastical stuff that you get from WandaVision and Loki, it's going to stand out a little bit, but I thought it was good still.
End of the day, let's take Cap. Let's take Steve Rogers at his peak power. If he fights Loki, he's going to lose bad.
Just after he had sex.
Right.
Yeah, pumped.
Right. He's going to lose bad to Loki. He's going to lose bad to Thor.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Iron Man, cool, fine. I can give you Iron Man. But Thor and Loki, there's no way.
Yeah.
No way. At least not without Mjolnir.
Yeah.
So, Sam, who's just a regular guy, not even a super soldier, no. And then Bucky, because he's so damaged between the ears. You know, he's got so much trauma that he has to deal with, and he doesn't want to hurt anyone. And like it's. So I thought that was the main thing about Falcon and Winter Soldier. But anyway, good ranking.
Yes.
Let me just one thing quickly said. With the Netflix shows too slow in their pacing and the Disney Plus shows moving too fast for the true development and plot twists with actual weight, there's a happy medium between the two styles, which I hope they realise for the future. 6 episodes are not enough. That's in bold as well, and I do agree. Overall, a rough start to Phase 4, but it set up the potential for greatness down the line.
Tell you what is a rough start, apparently. Black Widow.
I've seen really mixed feelings about that.
Some people say it's good, some people say it's bad, but critics, I thought were going to be like heavily positive because it's like Black Widow.
It's Black Widow, it's a mostly female-led cast.
But even critics, some of them are saying like, not that great.
I don't trust critics.
Honest
frick
question,
those guys.
yeah, we don't trust them. It's all about people who actually enjoy movies and not paid to do it.
People that watch movies for fun, yeah.
I want to ask you guys, do you think we should, because we could watch the movie and we could review it here.
I was going to say we could
it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, we'll get the girls round, we'll get some popcorn and beers and watch it.
Some popcorn Pokemon. We could do that. So let us know, guys, in the comment section.
Sweet and salty, I pick you.
A special episode on that. Let us know.
Yeah, we could do that.
Let me read the next comments from Diogo. Oh, it's a short one. You read the big one so far. Diogo says, by far the best Disney Plus finale. We got Kang. We got Immortus. He knows Immortus.
Yeah, he does.
We got the multiverse with Kang altering shit and coming to attack. We got season 2. But they didn't delve into why Sylvie was a variant. Great episode.
I actually think there were a bunch of theories from us when we learned about Sylvie's backstory, and I think I buy those, which is that she was playing with the toys wrong.
She just,
wasn't
this Loki.
Yeah, when she was playing with those toys, she was playing the hero, not the villain, and that was enough. Because they did say, if you take your 1 second late to work, you're a variant. Yeah. And I think that's really good for Sylvie's arc, where it's all these really minor things.
Yeah.
Like killing Immortus didn't do it for her, and finding it, like asking Judge Renslayer, what was my event? And she's like, I don't even remember you.
Judge Lady, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
I do want to say thank you as well to official Alpha for saying the correct names like Judge Lady and stuff like that. You're a legend.
Yeah, we appreciate people really being serious fans.
Exactly. Shall I read the next one? Or do you want to read it?
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
By the way, so Diogo said it was by far the best Marvel finale.
I don't know if it's by far.
I don't.
WandaVision was fantastic.
I loved WandaVision. I think WandaVision for me, WandaVision's going to be the number one. Yeah. Not just because of Monica Dambo.
Damn! Oh.
But I think I feel like I enjoyed this one the most.
Yeah.
And the finale was sick. But if you're someone that's only watched the movies and you're just dumping into these shows, I could see you being kind of confused.
Yeah.
Says... hearing the voices of different...
What's that? Some people will know because you've never seen his name. His name is spelled Hashisha. Fucking say that for me, okay? And we're saying it correctly.
Hearing the voices of different characters from the past was nice, yet kind of spooky. I said it at the time, didn't I? I feel like there's a real sinister vibe to this, yeah.
And I said Sinister Six, same joke again. So funnier the second time.
Even better. Why don't you explain it?
So basically, Sinister Six,
right?
So a group of villains in the MCU, in the Spider-Man part of the Marvel universe and whatnot. There's 6 of them.
Yeah. Like
Sinister
Suicide Squad.
In almost. They're like anti-heroes. But
anti-heroes.
Exactly. These guys are like villains.
Right.
And they're like built together. It's like the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
So those guys, right? There you go. Guys.
No eerie theme song, which only led to the spookiness, and of course, like a horror movie, things got all quiet, and bam, Miss Minutes pops up, and she officially hit the creepy list for me. I agree. Yeah, I'm with you. I found her creepy when Loki was talking to her, and he said, like, "Are you a hologram? Are you alive?" And she was like, "Kind of both." And I'm like, "That's not okay."
So, do you think that it's an entity from another universe?
I do.
It's got to be, right?
I feel like she's closer to a Goliath than a living being.
Yeah. Guys, we did it here. We found it here for you guys. Bookmark it.
Also, still hate Principal Fake Judge Ravonna Renslayer.
Who's Ravonna Renslayer?
I don't know. We got Kang!
Yay!
I was expecting it to be like WandaVision, where everyone was like, Mephisto! But then no Mephisto. But no, we actually got Kang. Then again, episode 5 had some references to him, but I thought it was Marvel teasing us, since Kang is supposed to show up in the next Ant-Man movie. Plus, he's specifically called He Who Remains, so I'm assuming his variant will go by Kang the Conqueror. But wow, such an amazing performance by Jonathan Majors. He ruled the episode. Can't wait to see more of him. Maybe in season 2, which is totally confirmed. Only time will tell. I feel like a lot of people are going to be hit and miss with Immortus.
Yeah.
And for me, he was a big hit. But only once I realized what we were learning.
Yeah.
If you don't clock it, if you just are sort of watching it surface level, I can see him being a huge flop for a lot of people.
There were some people that we know, like Tyler, for example. He was super underwhelmed by this. And
he's not a real fan. Doesn't know anything about Marvel.
That's the thing. Some people in the comments after him were like, yeah, I felt the same way. And I felt like I had to go in there and go, this is a very strange way to say that you have really bad takes.
Yeah, just come out and say it.
Agreeing with Tyler. That's just terrible.
Right. Known for his bad takes amongst Four Pillars. Loki and Sylvie finally kissed, but I am surprised by what Sylvie did after. Oh, but am I surprised by it? No. I am curious what her mindset is now that she got the revenge she's always wanted. So that's the thing. She got the revenge she always wanted, and it sucked. Yeah. It was awful. Like, it wasn't good. What is her glorious purpose now? Especially, can I just say that is one of my favorite Marvel moments of all time.
It's a line that's become classic now.
And in that stupid OG costume, and then like him laughing in the face of not just death, but like ultimate annihilation.
Yeah.
I love that.
Burdened by glorious purpose.
What is a glorious purpose now that she has unleashed havoc? One thing for sure, after seeing all the crazy branches of the timeline, things will never be the same again. The multiverse is officially official. Can we please get 3 Spider-Mans in a movie right now? Okay, serious thing now.
Yeah.
Can we seriously get a proper Spider-Verse? I would love to see Tobey Maguire as old jaded Pete. You know?
Yeah.
And let's introduce Miles.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Like, we can do that. We can do this for sure.
Well, the rumors
and
are
Tom Holland.
we're gonna get our three Spider-Men in that movie.
Yeah, that's what they say.
But that's because we know who those Spider-Men are.
Right.
We haven't had a proper Miles Morales on screen before, so
I agree.
Could be somebody have hired already, but we just don't know who they are.
Also, one thing
it could happen.
One thing I want to say about this, because a few times I've got into it with, I feel like maybe I haven't said my point well properly, but everybody talking about Loki and his like sexuality, and they're like, oh, it's representation. And I'm like, no, it doesn't really apply for Loki. And then the other times where like Marvel and Disney have done this is they just take a cool character and they're like, let's add some flavor, gay now. Or girl now, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But Miles Morales, and this is why I wanted, you know, they're doing a black Superman, as long as it's Calvin Ellis, I want that. Because then they can tell a real black story.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just taking Clark and making him black. That's not diversity.
That's not.
Miles is a real character who's been fleshed out. He's brand new, been written in this way for this purpose, and he's brilliant. Let's get that for diversity. I want Miles. Cool. I want Miles on screen. We had him in the game, and it was freaking brilliant.
Had him in the animated movie.
In the anime, oh my god!
Fantastic.
For real, if you haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, you're missing out. It's incredible. It's one of the best Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. Don't be turned away because it's animated. It's great. It's great.
It's brilliant. So I want to see more of that. Overall, Loki has become my favorite Marvel Disney Plus show. And I really enjoy watching the podcast. So he's got no taste.
He's got bad taste. We can't... Anything you just said is just completely null and void now.
Please tell me you guys will be back next week. Hang around till the end, because we're going to address some, like...
Yeah, we're going to tell you... We still got Witcher to do and one and stuff like that. We're going to mention that at the end of one.
I freaking hate that you said that. It was going to be my joke.
My bad.
We don't know what we're doing next. Hang around till the end where we'll discuss it.
Please do, because there's important stuff that I have never said before. Christian writes in with our final comment, and he says, maybe I'm late, but I thought I'd chime in on my ranking. You're not late. Don't worry about it. Number 1, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Number 2, WandaVision. And number 3, Loki. Honestly, for the first couple of episodes, it was hard to... I was hard into this show. Then it started to get some campy Doctor Who level acting from Sylvie.
Yeah, I feel that.
And I feel that a little bit. And a Doctor Who like episode but honestly, things fell apart towards the end. It was mostly how the reveals were handled after building up, then just felt flat and meaningless. Like, sure, it's cool that Kang is coming, but no one of Disney / He Who Remains script boardroom meeting with Sylvia Loki was interested with even the explanation. Even the explanation was lame, he's saying. Like it was built up at the start with this epic intro of the multiverse, but the reveal kind of is just weightless, which you could argue is the point. But really,
reading on camera is really hard.
Yeah, I'm really struggling with this. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the angle. I don't know. Yeah, just weightless, which you could argue is the point. But really, we end up with feels, I guess it's supposed to be, unearned and like we are just there. The multiple Lokis episode was fun, and mostly this show is fun, but makes everything feel like it was doesn't matter, especially when it focuses on how a big mystery even everything is. I think for me, there is one huge tonal clash in the Marvel setups normally do against what this show is trying to be.
I think for me there's a huge tonal clash in what Marvel setups normally do against.
That's much better reading.
No. It's only because you said it wrong that I clocked. You missed something.
A word. Did I miss a word?
You missed in what Marvel sets up.
Sorry for butchering your comment there, Christian. Honestly, if it was self-contained and had no multiverse stuff, I'd like it more because it did not deliver at all.
It's
harsh.
Interesting that you say that. Two things I want to point out. One, your comment was actually totally fine. Reading on camera is really hard. Also, when you can barely read, which is us.
These glasses are fake. They don't do anything.
Yeah, it's just glass. Two, every time I see people's lists, so for us we've gone Falcon, WandaVision, Loki.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, that looks fair to me. And then I see someone else that's like, Loki, WandaVision, Falcon. I'm like, yeah, that seems fair to me.
Fair to me.
It's for me, they're all big wins.
Yeah.
You know, and it sounds like Christian sees Loki as quite a distance away from the other two shows. Sounds that way. I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Hopefully something else later tonight.
Wait.
But for us, genuinely, I think it's fair to say that if you squint, they're equal. We've loved them all, but for very different reasons. I think I'm with you in that WandaVision has to take it for me.
Yeah.
Except Ralph Bohner. It's so weird. Every single one of these shows has had huge wins and huge lows. Ralph Bohner is one of the most egregious sins in cinema that I've ever seen. Ever seen.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the show was so great. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I thought it did some brilliant stuff, but it had no villains. Not one. Not one that I could find that was any good.
Nope.
And they had the final speech was too long, but also had to be done. I wish they'd maybe thought about it a bit better. But brilliantly, oh my god, Bucky was amazing.
Yeah,
Bucky was that scene where he's like in Wakanda crying, and the guy does the
magic
Rusty
thing,
Seven, you know, and he's like, he's cured.
The only thing was his resolution was pretty bad.
Oh my god! Speaking of meeting Mr. Nakajima or whatever,
Mr. Nakajima killed your son. Goodbye. Cut to the next episode.
That was atrocious.
What?
That was freaking atrocious. They had no villains, but then you know the things that were great. Their little romance or potential romance with Sam's sister was great. His relationship with Sam was brilliant. Sam was great. The way they touched on racism and stuff, which was actually something they would need to do with a black Captain America, and everything with was it Elijah? Isaiah was brilliant, and it was such a slippery slope, and they just walked straight down it and hit every note perfectly. You know, it was a perfect way to do it.
It was good.
And then this, where you had like Sylvie set up to be this incredible villain, Nash just a fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, so many highs, so many lows. Tom Hiddleston's incredible.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, anytime he's on screen, there's always a joy. There's never going to be, you're in for a good treat as well whenever you see him. There's nothing bad to say about Tom Hiddleston.
I will say this. Prior to this, Tom Hiddleston was always like, oh, hey, cool, it's Loki. That'll be a fun addition to this movie. But I'm here to see Thor or whatever. I'm here to see the Avengers or whatever. I think he's catapulted to potentially one of my favorite MCU characters and people to see on screen, as did Wanda.
Yeah.
Because before she just did the wiggly woos, and now she has some freaking depth, and I love what they did with it.
Marvel, man, they're doing it. They hooked us in with the classic iconic characters.
Yeah, Iron Man,
and
Captain
then they brought
America.
all these satellite characters. You're like, wow, they're really good.
Yeah.
Damn, they did some good character here. They've had some duds.
They've had a couple.
Bruv, the Mandarin's probably one of the best characters ever to be created.
I feel like, do you know what's funny? Do you know what is funny? I was going to say Immortus has a Mandarin feel to him.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a better analogy than the Ralph Boner thing. Ralph Boner's the level of disappointment I was trying to compare.
Yeah.
But the Mandarin thing is pretty...
yeah, because he's built up to his thing, and then you get there and he's like, not comic relief, but as you realise he's not who you thought he was, there is this like break of tension, and then more questions asked. Like, you found the guy to answer the question, and he raised 20 more questions than you had to begin with. Right? So, and that there's something behind coming that's worse, you know? Anyway.
All right, guys, that's going to be the end of the episode. So, let's let everybody know next week what we're doing.
No clue. I thought we should probably discuss this before the episode, but we started rolling.
We started rolling. We just went into it. So next week we should wrap up our next episode, our final episode of The Witcher. It was a plan to do the last 2 episodes in one, but we originally planned that because we were doing it as
we wanted to get it
on
done.
A time scale.
We wanted to get it done before Loki. So planning ahead, we decided to do episodes 1 and 2 individually, and then episodes 7 and 8. Except that we fricked up the plan, and we totally messed that up.
Time apparently is really hard to manage.
Mate, we need the TVA.
We do need the TVA. So what do you think? Should we do both in one, or should we do them singly?
I feel like because now we have a bit of time, the next show isn't out for like 3 weeks.
It's true. There's not a lot going on yet. I'm still trying to formulate a plan to see what we can do. So stick by on that one. But do you think we should do 2 episodes singly then?
Yeah, I think we should. Episode 7, episode 8. Then maybe we take a break for a week, because that's typically we end a show, take a 1-week break, start a new show, give you guys a rest,
and maybe we can come back with.
Potentially we do Black Widow as well. I think we'll leave that up for people to discuss.
We'll leave that up to you guys.
Yeah.
Well, for now, the plan is next week we're going to do Witcher episode 7, and that's going to be the plan. If you guys come and tell us you want to have Black Widow, we can slot that in for the week after perhaps.
Yeah.
And then wrap up Witcher, and we'll go on like that.
Yeah, luckily, because we fucked up so enormously with The Witcher, as long as it gets done at some point, we'll call it good.
Exactly.
You know?
Like that. But that would be interesting, and we can get everyone's feelings on it.
I will say one potential adjustment. If at the end of this we get a ton of tweets and DMs and stuff saying, no, seriously, do Black Widow, I want to hear your thoughts, then maybe we'll do that next week.
We'll let you know, obviously.
Of course.
Like, guys, this is what's happening. Because it'll be current as well. That's something as well. So let us know. This is going up the day we record it. So let us know right now. Right now. In the comments.
Tweet us. DM us.
All right, bro. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Streamcast. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for supporting us. And we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, catch you in the next one, whatever it is.
Oh, I've been pruned.
I hate you so fucking much.
Oh my god, what's that giant cloud thing in the sky?
I hate you so much.
Wow.
Wow. I really genuinely. You think this is a bit for the cameras? I fucking hate you.
He loves it, guys. He loves it, really. He loves it deep inside him.
Fuck's sake.